My name's Mott Smith, and I'm from the Central Georgia Alzheimer's Association. My job is to bring hope. My office is in Macon, and we cover 26 counties. And because of some of the things that Draper's done by raising money for our Walk to End Alzheimer's, all of our services that we do for families is free. So there are good things that come out of our office. So a little bit about the disease. Dementia is a progressive disease of the brain that affects your ADLs, your activities of daily living, like Draper was talking about, getting dressed, putting on your makeup, knowing whether to turn right or left. It affects your long-term memory, your short-term memory, but you keep that long-term memory. And there are many different types of dementia. There's about 14 different types, but you hear about Alzheimer's the most because that's the most common form. And we've got two running neck and neck for second place, and that's vascular dementia and Lewy body dementia. But it really doesn't matter in my world what dementia you have because they all have the same behaviors. They all take the same medication except for Lewy body. He's a little odd man out. There's one medication he doesn't get to take. It's just the duration of the disease that's different. Alzheimer's is very slow progressing. The rest of the diseases have a little different time frame. Some of the behaviors, they're odd. They're pretty odd. You forget people's names. You forget where you're going. You call people names that are not them because in the person's mind that has dementia, if they say it's so, then it is so. Don't argue with them. And try and find the humor whenever you can. I'm sitting here looking at this audience, and every one of y'all have this long, sad face. You make the disease what it is. I don't know a world without dementia. When I was growing up, it was called hardening of the arteries, senility. My aunts had hormonal issues. They were kleptomaniacs. That's just behaviors of the disease. When I was growing up, they got sent to Central State because they were hormonal. My favorite aunts were hormonal. They were mean. They would push chaperones in front of the doors and not let people in. They didn't like men as they got older. Did y'all have aunts like that? Later on, they were diagnosed with Alzheimer's. My uncle would wander at night. He worked in a cane field all my life. But at night, he started getting up and wandering around. And we would have to go look for him. In my world, that was normal. So I thought everybody had to face that. Well, these diseases now have names. We didn't make fun of people like that, and we didn't pull away from them. We found the humor in it, and we just went along with it. That's what I try and teach people to do. Because it's not like they have cooties or something that you can catch. So you don't need to withdraw from them. Something that I do want you to take away from tonight is, what can you do to help a family that has some type of dementia in it? But before I ask you, I want you to sit here and think, do you have somebody in your family that has some type of dementia? Just think about that a minute. Do you know someone that has some type of dementia in it? It could be a traumatic brain injury. If it's a memory issue, it's a memory issue. We deal with all of them. So if you do, what have you done for them lately? Did you just forget about them? Remember, they don't have cooties now. It's the holiday season. Ask them what you can do for them. Pinpoint it. Can you get the oil changed in the car for them? Can you cut the grass for them? Ladies, let me ask you, who likes to clean your bathtubs? Anybody in here want to clean your bathtub? Can you go to your girlfriend's house maybe and clean her tub sometimes? Or just go sit with the person that has the disease? Do something for them. It could be as easy as sending them a funny card. It's the little simple things that helps these families make it. Because this is a family disease and it affects everybody in that family. So let me talk about a couple of behaviors real fast. Because I know that you don't want to get bogged down in the disease. One of the main behaviors of this disease is something called sundowning, and it happens in the afternoon. Usually after about 2 or 3, the brain sort of speeds up and tells them to go, go, go. And maybe they want to start trying to go outside or start trying to wander. And wandering can be good and wandering can be bad. But if they wander away from home, I want you to know what to do. There's something in the state of Georgia called a Maddie's Call. Anybody here familiar with a Maddie's Call? Okay, a Maddie's Call is a Georgia state law that when somebody with dementia is missing and you call 911 and you report them missing and they have a type of dementia, then they can issue a Maddie's Call. It's the equivalent of an Amber Alert, but it's for somebody with dementia. That's important for you to know. Let's see. When you go looking for somebody with dementia, you don't go screaming and hollering for them. Guess why? It scares them. It's like a game of hide and seek for them. They go low. They hide under the beds. They get under the covers. They get under the cars outside. So you just go look for them. And you look low for them. Look under things. But don't scream and holler at them. And remember, they go back in time. So, what if they've been married 2 or 3 times? You think that might cause a problem? Well, you may know somebody by Miss Jones, because that's her 3rd name. What if she's gone back in time to her 2nd name? She's not going to remember that name. So we have to know a little bit about them. So everybody always wants to know, am I going to get this disease? Anybody here wonder that? Well, Draper asked who had a brain. If you have a brain, you can get some type of dementia. So odds are, if you're sitting in this room, you have a chance. The biggest risk factor is age. Anybody here want to live to be 86? I do. Nobody wants to live to be 86. Okay. Statistics show half of everybody 85 and older is going to develop Alzheimer's. So we can do the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 in here and get some numbers. So age is the biggest risk factor. If your parents are diagnosed before the age of 62, it can increase your chances. Is it hereditary? No, it's genetic. You can carry the gene for it. And you can be tested. You can run on up to Emory, have a spinal tap, and be tested. But just because you carry the gene does not mean you're going to get the disease. Have a 50-50 chance, just like breast cancer. Head trauma? Got any football players in here? Had any concussions? Need to protect that brain, because all those little concussions you had, they add up. And when I was growing up, we didn't wear helmets when we rode bicycles. And when I fell out of trees, I didn't have no cushion on the bottom of the tree. So I don't know how y'all were, Everybody in here, I bet, has had at least a concussion. So protect your noggins. See what else? How about your diet? We had some good food here tonight, didn't we? What's good for your heart is good for your brain. So a heart-healthy diet. Draper mentioned coconut oil to me a while ago. Well, coconut oil will make you have soft skin, and it has helped people with their memory, but the research numbers doesn't show anything. A heart-healthy diet. What's good for your heart's good for your brain. The best diet is the Mediterranean diet. It's also a heart-healthy diet. Get exercise. Don't start an exercise program that you don't like. Get out and get moving and do something that you like. Socialize, just like what you're doing. You come out of the womb wanting somebody to touch you and talk to you. So get out and socialize. And engage your brain. If you're right-handed, use your left hand sometimes. If you're left-handed, use your right hand sometimes. You've heard the term, use it or lose it. That's what's happening. We've got to start using both sides of our brain. So do you ever wonder if maybe you may be getting just a little touch of dementia? When you walk in that room and think, oh, what did I walk in this room for? Or when you can't find your car keys? That's quite all right. We live in a very fast-paced world. We are multitasking. While you've been sitting here socializing tonight, eating, I'm sure some of you are thinking, I have missed a certain show at home. I need to make sure that the clothes are ready for the children tomorrow. And what do I have to do at work tomorrow? So you're multitasking. That's part of what's wrong with our brain. And then when we get home, are you going to get 8 hours of sleep? Because sleep is very important. The important thing about losing your car keys, not remembering why you walked in that room, is the fact that you can retrace your steps to find your car keys. Or that you even knew that you walked in that room to look for something. But if you walk into the kitchen and open up the refrigerator and you see an iron in that refrigerator, then there might be a problem. Okay? Or if you all of a sudden realize you're at the mall and you don't have a clue why you're there or how you got there, you might have a problem. Then you do need to go see your doctor. Because there are many reasons that you could be having memory issues that have nothing to do with dementia. You could be having reaction to medications, you could have infections, you could have a brain tumor, you could have many different things going on. So if you have memory issues, go see a doctor. Don't try and hide it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Go have it checked out. Y'all talked a little bit about polio earlier. I'm going to leave y'all on this note. I get asked quite frequently, is there a cure for Alzheimer's? No, there's not a cure yet, but I do think in my lifetime I will see a cure from all the research that I've seen going on and from all the conventions I've been going to. I think it'll be in a vaccine. I think it'll be like the polio vaccine. I think we'll have to get that vaccine early in life. I think once we've been diagnosed, it's going to be too late. I don't think that we will ever see for vascular dementia. We'll always have vascular dementia because people always have strokes and TIAs. So we won't be able to stop that. But for true Alzheimer's, I do think that we're right there on the cutting edge, and research is where it's at. So I appreciate everything that y'all are doing, and for every dime that's raised for research. That's our future. That's our children and our grandchildren's future. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. And two things. One is we'd like to present a certificate of appreciation from the Rotary Club of Perry for you being here tonight and sharing with us. And secondly, probably more importantly, although it's a nice certificate, is we'd like to make a donation to your Alzheimer Association for the work y'all do.
Thank you very much.
And we thank you for that.
Thank you.
This is the Christmas season, and we should be joyful and thankful. We just heard some serious information. I mean, and you know, I wasn't looking out of the audience. I didn't have the vantage point. My back was to all y'all, but I think my face was kind of long. And but I want to be cheerful about the fact that Rotary's weighing in on this now, and you know, we need some place to put the energy now that we've about got polio whipped. So I'm thinking with the clout that Rotary International has, this is a really good thing for us to weigh in on. And I think we'll consider that a happy thing, and we're going to raise millions or hundreds of millions of dollars for research, and we'll help put an end to this. So, is there anything else for the good of Rotary? Randall, am I forgetting anything?
Other than just, you need to say when we're going to turn the silent auction off.
Okay. 15
I know
minutes?
the cabbie's going to be over there bidding on the cake, and so, you know, watch out.
Okay, 15 more minutes?
Yeah, 15 more minutes.
We'll leave the bidding open on the silent auction items for 15 more minutes, so everybody should bid at least 2 more times on each item. Or not. Everything looks like it's been well bid on so far. I appreciate everybody's generosity. I appreciate your attention tonight and coming out and supporting Rotary. And Mr. Assistant Governor, you got anything you want to add before we close the program?
No, go ahead.
Well, thank you again for being here. And so the program's ended, the dinner can continue, keep socializing, keep bidding for another 15 minutes. Randall's got the mark on that. And thank you all.
And if you leave, we'll put your name down on the bid.
Right, if you leave before the 15 minutes is up, you may buy something you didn't know you bought. And Mike will still bill you for it. Thank you and have a good night.